Hello and welcome back. The two endings are still uncompleted, and I'll do them right now. So, the last ending that you could see is pretty much the ending of the main line, and of course, there are two side stories of the side story, a side story within a side story. That's interesting. And well, I have to say, so far this event has been really good. I did enjoy it a lot, and the overall main plot of this event was really good, and definitely does remind me on a lot of anime shows that I did watch back in the day, and of course does give me vibes of some recent ones that were released. Now, uh, the whole plot so far, I think it's been pretty good. It is around what I have expected now. Pretty much, my expectations were not surpassed. They're pretty much on the levels that I did expect, and uh, there is still a lot more to be played here. Besides the main story, there is also the tower to be completed, and there are also two other side sections that I do want to play that are going to be very interesting. And well, after the main plot is ended, I will jump on that and I will play those. Especially, there is also a separate story for the costumes for each of these characters. I'm not quite sure how that goes, but I think it's a separate section for that, and it will be very interesting to see how that will look, and of course I will translate that, and I'll pretty much have knowledge about what's been happening in that stage, and of course I can't wait to see what they were talking about, since I think it will be very good. And of course, regarding the tower is, I think this time around, I mean, I think it's better than the previous towers, but I'll leave you to decide about that. But I think the towers are this time good, and of course, I'll be playing the new character. Can't wait to play the new character, and can't wait to actually go into details for the new characters, since I think they're very interesting characters, and I do wanna play them. Okay, let's jump in. Oh, it's Vera, of course. It's Vera. Nice. Let's jump in with the sadistic girl in combat. Oh my god. Yep. The enemies are about to have a very bad day. All right, let's jump in. Okay. That's so far. Well, her attack moves are so far very decent, and I do have I do have fun to play with that character. And so far, I have to say this character is definitely very similar to Raven in gameplay style. I definitely will advance this character when I get the character, since I think having a multi-purpose character is a very good idea, especially since I can make this character to be something similar to what Aslev is currently. I can make her be a DPS medic, pretty much a structure that can do both support and that can do both attack, which is a very good thing. Well, this is, I think, yeah. Hey, I was here before. Am I going to be? No way. Well, let's see what will happen. Actually, I will not spoil anything. Okay, ultimate is ready. There we go. And so far, okay. I mean, the enemies are pretty easy so far. Cannot complain about them. There is no. Okay, well, definitely not going here. Well, the only other way that I see is okay. Well, I asked for it in one of the previous parts, and I did get it. Very nice. Very nice. I definitely did not expect this. Nice. All right. Well, let's exit that. Well, it seems like that I will be returning to the wheel after I kill those. I mean, that's what I think that will happen. I don't know. Let's see what will happen. And for a healer, I have to say, for a healer, she doesn't have a lot of health. That's what I noticed. For a healer, this character does not take a lot of damage. But I did notice that she is doing a lot of damage, despite being a healer. This is a very interesting character, definitely a big fusion character. If I had to pretty much categorize this character in a category, she is definitely more of a DPS than a medic. At least that's the vibe that she's giving me. Of course, I will have to play the character for myself when I get the character, and I'll have to test her out in order to reach a good conclusion on what this character is. But so far I have to say, definitely a very fun to play character, and definitely will be part of my main team, since I do need a dark element character, and a healer is especially good, and I already have a good idea for a team combination with this character, so I think that will be very interesting. Can't wait to get the character. Actually, I don't know when the banner will appear. I think the banner will appear in sometime in August. I'm not quite sure. And well, until then, I have enough time to save up, and I have enough time to pretty much be prepared for this character's arrival. All right. Well, I have to say, definitely. I watched one anime show previously, and I kind of forgot its name already, but I can definitely tell you that I do see resemblance in this game and in that anime character-wise. I remember, yeah, I remember what the anime was. It's Date Alive, and one of the girls actually reminded me of. One of the girls actually reminded me pretty well on some of the characters in the game, and I find that very interesting and a actually I'm actually very surprised, since I do see that these developers were inspired by a lot of things for this game, since I do see resemblance in this game, and I do see a resemblance in a lot of other anime shows, and I like that a lot, since it does bring everything into one place, and pretty much in my case, since I did watch a lot of shows lately, I have a list. My list actually goes over 50. I think it's, if I were to include literally all animes that I watched, I think the list is 60 plus or 70 plus. I still am trying to complete that list. But still not, still I'm missing some of them, since I did forget a lot of the older shows that I did watch. Okay, well, let's see. Now, seeing these two is definitely very interesting. If you did not know, Lee was part of the Cerberus team before he joined in the Grey Raven team. And pretty much when he did that, Vera was his commander, so I can only imagine what he did go through being in that squad. I can only imagine what he went through. Who knows? Who knows? Okay, I like the background, by the way. The background is also looking very nice. Although I kind of find it really odd, since there is pretty much no one else here on this in this hotel and this beach. Why are these balloons actually flying? Are they autonomous? Like, are they pretty much autopiloted, or are there actually humans in there? Since I think, besides the structures, there is no one else here, and of course, besides the Ascendants, since they're also here. So definitely a very interesting event stage. Well, let's see. There is one more cutscene. Okay. Well, let's keep on moving on the next one. That was ending number. I think that's one of the endings. Now onto the last ending, since I did categorize them by endings. Since I think you have 3 different endings in this, so let's jump on the second one. And the first one was pretty much with the commander. The second one is with Lee and Vera, and I think the third one will be with Kamui. But I guess we are going to find that out in a moment. Blushing Live. Oh my god, that's never a good sign. That's never a good sign. I actually did notice a lot of triangles going on here. And both Raven and Liv are trying to do something with the commander, but I find that very interesting. We'll see how that will progress. kind of curious to see, since this all will tie with the main story in one way or another, and everything that you see here actually follows the same timeline, since pretty much the game is so far interconnected. Everything is connected, and there is no weird instances, there is no non-canon things and stuff like that. And that's actually interesting to see how this will tie up with the future of the main story, since I think it's very important to follow on what's going on, especially since the game will have a global release in the near future. And of course, the Japanese version of the game is getting a trailer soon, which I think is going to be very nice. And of course, when that happens, the game is not far away to be launched in the Japanese version. And I think I'll play that version. Why not? I think I want to compare these two to see how they hold up to one another, and of course to see the differences between the versions. Since I am all in to see how different are they actually going to be. Okay, let's see where the well, he's actually back in the real world this time around. That's very interesting. Wait, what? Oh, okay, I have to chase that. No problem. No problem. I have to chase whatever that is. Well, I was here before. What? Wait, what? Oh, they're... What the hell are they doing there? Well then, oh, I have to kill them. Alright, well, no problem. I will murder him. No problem. Especially with this character. This character is very fun to play. I definitely like his gameplay style. He does play very fast and is actually a very good greatsword character. I do like his gameplay style. Definitely curious to see how will they implement other vanguards in the game, other characters and stuff like that, since I think they will do that. I personally think each of these characters will have a vanguard type of them in the game, and that'll be very interesting to see how it will work. Okay, let's climb this up. Well, let's pop the ultimate and let's quickly murder them. His ultimate is very brutal, I have to say that. He is absolutely killing them. He's actually shredding them to pieces. Very, very brutal. And this is a very nice section. I like how, like, this map is very big, as you can see. This map is actually very big. And who knows how the open world of this game will look. I'm definitely very curious to see how will they make the open world of this game. I'm definitely going to play that mode when it gets released, and of course I do expect a very big story campaign for that, as pretty much I expect with the main story, since currently they are actually on chapter, I think, 11 or 12. That's a lot of chapters, if I were to be honest. That's a lot of chapters, and it's only going to be more. And pretty much the game launched with, I think, 7 chapters, so the game is big by default. They truly did add a lot of chapters, and I think back when the game was in the beta, there were only 5 chapters, so they did definitely improve on that aspect a lot. Okay, and that was a nice evasion, mid-air evasion. All right, fair enough. Well, that was a very fun. This was a very fun stage. This was a very fun stage, I have to admit. Okay, let's jump on the next one. Or is this going to be the end? I don't know. I know that there is going to be one more cutscene, and it's going to be... I think it's going to be very interesting. So far, I have to say, the artwork in this game, like the art that they did choose for the story, is very good. It's definitely unique, something that I haven't seen in a mobile game, and definitely interested to see how the future art will be. Alright, well, let's hop on that. I think it will be the finale of the main story, of the main side story. Kind of interesting. You have a side story within a side story. I think that's actually a very interesting aspect that they did, and I like it. I like it so far. It does work for the game quite a lot, and it works for the game quite a bit. Alright, well, now I know people can't wait to see Vera. I can't wait to play her too, but at the moment at the moment I cannot get her in any way, shape, or form because of, well, there is no gacha for her, and currently there is no way to farm her. At least that's what I did see, since I did not see anything, uh, anything anywhere that I can farm Vera, which is weird. But I guess it's alright. I'll be patient, and patience will pay off in the end. Like my patience with Eve Echoes. I'm waiting for that game for like I think 2 years at least, and it's getting released in August. Can't wait for that. That will be a very very interesting game. And of course other games that I'm waiting for, since a lot of games are also getting released very soon. Okay then. Well, interesting transmission there. And of course, yeah, this is pretty much the final cutscene, I think. And I have to say, it was very good so far. I did enjoy this a lot. Definitely a very fun chapter, very fun story. And I like the approach that they did with this in the end. First, I did kind of expect a little bit of a different approach, but in the end, it turns out that it is actually very good. And I did enjoy it in the end, and that's what matters a lot. The player enjoyment is pretty much what matters most in these types of events. And of course, is this my current favorite event? Well, it depends. My current favorite event is definitely the first summer event, and of course the Christmas event. That those two were fantastic. I still have to like think about this one a little bit, and of course I still have to translate most of the story. But once I do that, I will definitely give my opinion on where I would categorize this story, comparing them to the previous two or three that we had. Well, that's an interesting cutscene. Very nice, and that's the thumbnail that I'm going to use. All right. I mean, at least the thumbnails are at least very easy to get. So that's one good thing. And where the hell did they find these windmills? Since I did not see even one windmill on the map, or maybe I just did not look. Well, anyway, I hope you enjoyed. It is a very good event. This is the ending of the side stories of the side story. And with that being said, hope you enjoyed. Stay safe, and I'll see you next time.
俺がこういうのを聞きたがってたわけじゃないよな。